Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good night, and welcome to Jazzy Conversations. I'm Teef.
And I'm Gigi.
And we're excited to be here.
Listen, thanks for checking in.
Welcome to Jazzy Conversations. I'm Teef.
And I am Gigi.
And G, we are back.
Welcome back to you. Welcome back to me.
It feels great, G.
It does.
We needed that break.
Yes.
We needed that vacation.
Yes, indeed.
And oh my goodness, it was supposed to be a 2-week break, wind up being a 3-week break, but that's fine because
all right. Sun's out, fun's out.
Absolutely. And you, oh my goodness, you were traveling like a rock star.
Well, listen, me and my family, we had an opportunity to go to Orlando, to Florida, where my father lives.
Okay.
And it was a big deal because it was me and all my siblings. That was like a lifelong hope. We thought we could do it.
Big
we did
shout
it.
out to Church on the Rock.
Church on the Rock.
Church on the Rock. Yeah, big shout out.
Yeah, that's where my brother is pastor. But my other two siblings, my brother who's a pastor, myself, our spouses, our kids, we went down to Florida, had a good old time.
Beautiful. No, she didn't just stop there because that's just how Gigi is.
What?
Gigi went up to the vineyard, and a lot of people have never been to Martha's Vineyard, but Gigi travels all around the world, so.
I wish that were true. One day that will be the truth, that I will be all over the world. But no, that's not my reality yet.
That's all right.
Claim it.
So Gigi was traveling. Our producer travels a lot, so he's flying all around the world. So we wind up taking off 2 weeks, and then our guests, who we're about to bring on, had a death in the family, so they couldn't do that week. So we're here, and we're about to come back and have some fun.
Yes.
So listen, first of all, let me say thank you guys for all staying with us. I was watching the numbers. I just wanted to see if they was going to drop a little bit. And of course they did, because we were on for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
However, the past 27 new subscribers, I want to say thank you for checking our page out. Makes us feel really good. So if you're sitting there watching this video right now, please stop what you're doing and please hit the subscribe button. And also be kind enough to give us the thumbs up, right, G?
Absolutely. And the rest of y'all come back.
Please do. So we're going to do a little different this moving forward just for a little while. And reason being is so you guys can know, if you look at our past videos, we brought on a lot of celebrities to Little New Haven, which is great. However, everything's going on with the writing and the Actors Guild and everything right now. So the strike is going on. So a lot of the people that I had ready to come on,
They can't, right?
They can't come on. So that's fine. What I said and what Gigi said when we were talking, we said, you know what? Let's circle back. Let's go back to New Haven, and let's bring on some very influential people from around the city, around the state, around the greater New Haven area. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring on some great people. Today, I'm very excited because the person we're bringing on, she is the new superintendent of New Haven Public Schools.
Excited to meet her. As a product of New Haven Public Schools.
Absolutely.
We are both really excited to talk with her a bit. That's right.
I'm very excited. I spoke to her for maybe a minute max on the phone, and I told her, like I told you, I don't want to go forward with the conversation because I want everything to be organic on camera.
That's our word, organic.
Organic. So she's going to be coming on in about 3 minutes. But before that, we're back, G.
Let's go.
Let's play our games.
Come on.
So since we're going to stay in the area for some time, I want to go back to Trivia of New Haven.
Oh, boy.
And I want you guys to play this, okay? So I'm going to ask 5 questions to Gigi. I'm going to ask her 5 questions about the city of New Haven, all right? And I want you guys to play along as well. All right. Here's the first question for G.
I feel the pressure already.
Don't feel the pressure.
Okay.
Now I'm going to ask you this question, then I'm going to give you 4 possibilities. All right.
Oh, multiple choice.
Multiple choice. That. What invention was developed in New Haven? The first one, the thermostat, the cotton gin, the steam engine, or the lightning rod?
It would be the cotton gin, developed by Eli Whitney.
Yeah.
Boom goes the dynamite.
She's showing off. She's showing off. She's showing off. Beautiful, G. I love it. Okay. All right. Which song by The Doors mentioned New Haven? It was a song by The Doors. Okay. Old school people know this one. Peace Frog, Queen of the Highway, People Are Strange, Light My Fire.
I do not know the answer, but I want to go with people are strange.
People are
And,
strange.
and I think the answer. So let me just. I already got it wrong,
Go
but
ahead.
Queen of the Highway.
Queen of the Highway.
Oh, two wrong in a row. What is the answer?
Let me see. Peace Frog.
That would have been my last guess. So it was
The
just a
people from
guess.
back in the day know that answer. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Okay, I'm gonna see if you guys know this one. What NFL team used to be located in New Haven, Connecticut? I know. I didn't know this either. I was like, wow. Here's your choices. The New York Jets, the New York Giants, the New England Patriots, or the Buffalo Bills. What NFL team used to be located in New Haven, Connecticut? I know, right?
I didn't know that we had one, but it seems New England Patriots would make the most sense. So let me get to second guess is the Jets. Nah, look, 2-0 for 2. What is it?
One more.
I got another guess. Buffalo Bills. Good Lord, I got 4 choices and I got
the New York Giants.
Really?
I was surprised too.
When was this? I would love to know the history of that.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I guess we'll more on that later. He
All
just
right.
give me the questions. We'll dig into the history later.
Yeah, because time.
Yeah, of course.
Which Continental Army general was a resident of New Haven, Connecticut? Which Continental Army general was a resident of New Haven, Connecticut? Rusford Putnam, Artemus Ward, George Washington, or Benedict Arnold?
Was the first one was it
Rusfus Putnam, Artemus Ward, George Washington, or Benedict Arnold?
Only because I think it would be fun to say Artemus Ward. Yeah.
You get another one.
I want to guess the other one. Rusmus
Putnam.
Let me say it. But then I don't know. Who is it? I guess George Washington. Benedict Arnold.
I know. Listen. I'm just.
I want to check with the
like,
judges.
wow, yeah. You see you back.
All right.
Hey, listen. This is what they get. Okay, here we go. This is the fourth.
I think so.
How long was New Haven the capital of Connecticut? How long was New Haven the capital of Connecticut? You have 172 years, 117 years, 72 years, or 17 years.
I think it's 17 years.
All right, let's see.
I do not know, and I don't care to guess.
You're not being a good girl.
117?
117? Here we go. 172 years.
Oh, okay.
I know, right? I was like,
very, I was one digit off.
And that's okay. You still thebomb.com.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, now we're going to do this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me give you a good one. New Haven was one of the first blank cities. Green, smart, fortified, planned. Green.
Planned. I know about
You
that.
got it.
I
You
know
got
about that.
it.
Yes.
That was the fifth one.
I knew about that one.
And you know what else is planned? For us to have the superintendent of New Haven Public Schools,
Wonderful
Dr. Madeline
transition.
Negron.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. I hope you guys are ready. You ready? Here we go. Welcome to Jazzy Conversations. I'm Teef.
And I'm Gigi.
And G, I'm excited, ladies and gentlemen, around the world. So again, we're going to be speaking to the superintendent of New Haven Public Schools, Dr. Madeline Negron. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're so excited to have you. And for everyone, please make sure you stop, subscribe, hit the subscription button, give us a thumbs up. And I want you guys to truly, truly enjoy this interview. It's going to be amazing. Yes. We're excited to learn your story, and everyone's going to be tuned in to watch and learn about the new superintendent of New Haven Public Schools.
Yes. Welcome. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you for having me. I can't wait to share my story with all of you.
Absolutely.
Oh, we're ready to jump right in.
So what we do is we basically start at the beginning. We're just going to go through the process, and here and there we'll jump in, but we want to go through the process because if I was sitting at home, Gigi was sitting at home, and we'll say, oh, now, first of all, let's back up. Gigi and I are both
Products of New Haven Public Schools.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes. And I
you
am a
go.
present parent of a New Haven public schooler as well. I live in Hampton, but I have supported New Haven public schools forever. Yes.
So
Thank
G,
you.
where did you go to elementary?
I went to two elementary schools. I went to Quinnipiac Elementary School. No, first I went to Benjamin Jepson. It closed
Okay.
and became Quinnipiac Elementary School.
Middle school.
Then for middle school, I went to Conti Arts Magnet School, which closed and became Betsy Ross Arts Magnet School, not on Kimberly Avenue, but over by Exit 8.
And high school.
Then I went to the mighty, mighty Wilbur Cross Governors.
There you
Yes.
go. Absolutely.
How about you? Where
so
did
I went
you
to Davis
elementary?
Street School, and from Davis I went up to Sheridan. It was just called Sheridan back
Yes.
then. And then, of course, the mighty Wilbur Cross.
Yes.
So we are products of New Haven Public Schools.
right.
And we wanted to bring you on the platform, and so everyone can hear your story. So welcome to your new position, and welcome
Yes.
to the city. And let's just jump right in. Let's start at the process. So tell us your background. You have any siblings? Can you hear us, first of all?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Let's start at the
Yeah.
beginning. We just want to know your background. Tell us, where you're from, your siblings. Let's just move all the way up until becoming superintendent of public schools.
Okay. Again, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here with you today.
Absolutely.
And I have to say, we have Cross in common. You guys are graduates of Cross.
That's right.
And my daughter is also a graduate of Cross.
There you go. There you go. The
Mighty
mighty governors.
governors.
The governors.
Yes. So I am from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. And that is where I was born. That is where I grew up
Okay.
until the age of 10.
Okay.
And I am the second in the family. I have an older brother and two younger ones. So I am the only girl in the family.
Okay.
Oh, the princess.
What part of Puerto Rico? What town?
My family's from San Lorenzo.
Okay.
It's next to Caguas, which is probably the closest city to where we're from.
Okay.
Is all of your family here, or do you still have family that lives in Puerto Rico on the island?
So my parents went back. They're there now, retired.
Nice.
Actually living in the same home where I grew up in.
Beautiful.
Of course, looks completely different because when I grew up, it was a little shack.
Of course.
But
We've
little
come
by
up,
little,
right?
they invested. Yes. And they're there now. And I do have two brothers now living in Florida.
Okay.
And one brother who lives in Connecticut.
All
Okay.
right.
Nice.
All right. So when you were in school, elementary, so what was your favorite subject? Were you into English, math, science? How did that look? Tell us.
So in Puerto Rico,
I love the way you say that, by the way. Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. As part of our schooling, we had to take also English
Okay.
to learn basic English. And I would say, I don't know that I had a favorite subject back then. I just loved school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did that last all
school.
through middle school and high school? Did you stay loving school?
Well, I always remember that at age 10, when my family decided to move away from the island and we came to Connecticut.
Okay.
So that is the one time where I do vividly remember how my life changed.
Yeah. And did your love for school change also at that time? That's a major transition at 10 years old.
My love for school did not change. My dreams for the future did not change. Although the adults in the system were trying their best to get me to change those dreams, but I would not let them.
That's right.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
So now, when you came to Connecticut at 10 years old, where did you locate? Did you guys come to New Haven or?
No, my grandparents were living in Willimantic.
Oh, okay. Willimantic. Okay.
So like many families, right, we usually go where we know people.
That's right.
Correct.
That's right.
Yes.
That is where we went. We went to Willimantic.
Okay. So you did your middle school years in Willimantic?
Yes. So let me tell you a little story there.
Yeah, please.
So coming from, small countryside of the island where we literally just walked down a few blocks to go to school, I am now in Willimantic, and for the first time ever, I have to get on a bus. So I had never gotten on a bus as a kid, so that was culture shock number one.
Okay.
And then second, I had to go to this building where everything was closed. I was used to, in the island where it's open campus.
Right. Oh my
24
Literally
hours?
walking into yeah, open campus where you got to walk around,
Oh,
go class to class, go home for
Go for
lunch,
lunch.
come back to the
oh, wow.
school. And this was completely different. This, the bus will drop you off, you go inside of the building, and you don't come out until the end of the day.
There you go.
So
Major
complete
culture
culture
shock.
shock. So that was one. And then the second one was the fact that I could not speak a word of English
Right.
Okay, okay.
walking into sixth grade.
That's
Oh,
I
wow.
did learn. I learned a survival phrase. I learned how to say I don't speak English.
That's right.
Because every time
That's
an adult
beautiful.
would approach me, I would just repeat that. I don't speak English, of course, with a very heavy accent.
Beautiful, beautiful,
My
beautiful.
good. I imagine also the New England weathers had to be a part of that culture shock, or no?
Oh my God, yes. Like even not knowing how to dress.
That's right.
Um, my voice wasn't this raspy back then. I still think that had something to do with it. Not dressing appropriately for winter.
So now, when you were in middle school, first of all, did you do any
Yes.
dancing? Did you do any sports, anything to kind of fit in? Any sports or dancing or anything? Cheerleading,
No,
singing?
like it just everything went downhill.
Okay, okay, okay.
Um,
That's no
so
problem.
let me take you through that a little bit.
Yeah,
Yes,
let's hear
yeah.
it.
We want to
Let's
get
tell us
the whole
about that.
story. We want to get the whole story.
So I come in, imagine this 10-year-old coming in with all of these dreams and aspirations. I was a good student. I came in with a beautiful report card of A's and B's,
Okay.
and I had dreams to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, neither of them even made it to high school.
Mm.
They dropped out in middle school because they were the oldest in the family.
You have to
And
work.
they dropped out to help their families, to help
Absolutely.
my grandparents. So here I come in, I have all these dreams, like I'm going to college. And I walk in, and because I can't speak the language, nobody bothers to take a look at me as a student.
Right.
And it was almost like it translated to, okay, this kid can't speak English, so she can't possibly be smart or anything else. So
Right.
that was the whole journey of the low expectations that I was faced with, because the adults wouldn't see past the fact that I couldn't speak English and could not see past the fact that I was this brown girl, this Latina kid coming from the island.
Who can't speak English, so that means you're not smart, which is really a reflection of their own limitations to communicate and to convey information or to find out what you know, not even just to pour into you, but to find out what you know. And we still do that to people that come into the country and can't speak. Yeah, yes.
And
So that began that's how I became to be like pigeonholed. So by the time I always wanted to learn English, by the way, so I picked it up really fast because I was a good student walking in. And by the time I get to high school, I'm in all these English classes, sitting in the back of the room. I don't understand what the heck is going on. Even in 7th and 8th grade, same thing. Not understanding what's happening, the adult in front of the class, nobody sees me.
Yeah.
Nobody hears me.
And they don't want to because that's too much work. It's too difficult.
Too much work. Too much work. So it becomes this passion of how I am not going to give up because I have dreams.
Yeah.
I love
So
it.
when you ask, did I do cheerleading? Did I do sports? No, it was about how quickly can I get a part-time job to start saving money because I'm going to college somehow.
Wow.
Even though my parents are too poor to send me to college.
Yeah. So you came to at 10 years old, you already knew that was a pathway for you. It's so
I
important.
just knew.
This is why we do this. I'm sitting back listening to your story, and you went from, or Gigi and yourself were talking about how people were being very not kind back then. However, that was the time back then. If you look back at it in the 80s, I'm not saying it was right. I want to put a highlight on your story. The times back in the 80s was pretty much exactly like you said. oh, well, you can't speak English or this and that, or you going to the back. Now, I'm not saying it's right, but I want to glorify your position now. Here's someone coming from the island who cannot speak English. Middle school, wind up in Willimantic. She's not in Bridgeport. She's not in New Haven. She's not in Hartford or Stanford. She goes to Willimantic. Now we're moving forward. She says, my dream is to go on to college. So I want to stay there. That's why I'm trying to glorify. Like, you have to understand the way I'm sitting and the way people see. I want them to see the story. Like, she's the superintendent of the city of New Haven, but yet you're telling us your story of I couldn't even speak English. So I'm enjoying this.
Yes.
You know, you have a great story. Listen to the story. This is your story because I don't know you, and I'm like, wow, I'm loving this.
So you
So
did
now
save money, I
visualize
guess.
me.
Yeah.
So visualize me in high school, trying again to get myself ready to go to high school. Luckily, you know, there are always some adults that they kind of take you under their wings, right?
You gotta find the
And there
ones
were
that
those kinds of
care,
adults.
that help, and know.
There's
Yes.
always, right? There's always somebody there.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily for me, there were a few of those who were supporting me along the way. And then I started working, got into one of those career technical education courses, thank God,
Yeah.
where I was able to get a job as a high school student,
Okay.
save some money,
Nice.
get some people to help me even how to write a college essay, help me how to even apply to fill out a
Right,
college application.
because the process, your parents would have had no idea what that process is and
No,
how to support you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. Right.
they did not even know how to navigate the system. And I have to tell you the story too, like even some of the experiences that I had in high school.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Right there. What high school did you go to? Willimantic?
I went to Wyndham High School.
Wyndham. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
So, and actually I should tell you that the middle school I went to was called Kramer Middle School.
Okay.
And then they opened up a new middle school called Wyndham Middle School.
Okay. Okay.
And I want to make sure that I tell you that because there's going to be a connection later on.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I went on to Wyndham High School. And at one point I had this counselor, and that's why counselors are so key to getting kids, right?
That's right. To the
To
resources.
realize dreams,
Absolutely.
right? Not only classroom teachers, but counselors, they play such a key role.
Absolutely.
And I would share this story because at one point I just got tired of people not seeing me. And I was sitting there in the counselor's office. You know, back then they would call you in, they start doing your schedule for the next semester. And there she was on her computer. And I finally said, Miss So-and-so. And she like picked up her head and looked at me. She was actually shocked that I like
That
talked.
you even spoke.
That I spoke. And she looks at me and I didn't let her speak. And I said, you know, I have a feeling that you don't even know what I want to do after high school. Do you even know what I want to do when I graduate? And I didn't let her speak. And I just kept talking. And I said, I have a feeling that you think I want to be a receptionist. And if I'm lucky, I'm going to be a secretary. And that's because she kept giving me typing 1, typing 2, shorthand, which I'm grateful for because I'm a great typist now.
Okay.
And nothing against those positions, but I said to her, I have a feeling that that's what you think I want to be. And I said, but my plan is not to like make the coffee and bring it to the boss. My plan is to have the coffee brought to me. And by the way, I didn't even drink coffee. But it was my only way to get her like to see me and hear me.
Yes.
And I said, I have plans. That was the end of those classes. That was the end. From then on, she would ask me, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? That's how I got that lady to hear me.
To wake up to see you. I love the self-advocacy. And if anyone is listening, either a young person or parent, like to encourage that in your children, because sometimes it does take that for you to shine your light. You can't always wait for somebody to see you, but to say, wait a minute, you will see me, you will hear me.
Absolutely.
And I love that in your story. Like, wait a minute, you don't write the story. I'm part author in this, right? I love it. I love that.
But imagine the number of kids who at that early age don't do that.
Of
Don't have
course.
the voice to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have the parents to do that for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say I am one of the lucky ones.
Yes. Yes.
But I shouldn't be lucky. Kids should not have
It
to be
shouldn't be about
lucky.
luck. You're right.
It shouldn't be about luck.
You're
Absolutely.
right. You're
Absolutely.
right.
Everyone should have access to realize their dreams.
Yeah, yeah. And somebody to listen and mind for that. Like not even wait for you to have to say that, but to be asking, who do you want to be?
Absolutely.
What do you care about? What are your talents, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
We sounds like we're very lucky to have you in this role.
So, high school.
Yes.
During high school, you start studying what? What was your favorite subject during high school? Was it English or
So
math? Or,
by high school, like I'm enjoying writing because I'm getting stronger and stronger in my English.
okay. Okay.
But I loved math.
Okay.
I loved math, and I've always had a very competitive spirit.
Okay.
So I remember, being the only Latina in these classes of my algebra 1, my algebra 2, my trigonometry class. And I remember the teacher would back then, again, we have to keep in mind the years that we're talking about here, right? Not like before, like now. I remember he would post grades. Every time a quiz was given, he would post the grades. And I'm like, darn it, I'm going to get to the top of that list. And it just became a competition.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
wanting to like ace those quizzes, get the 100, get the 99. So just see my name up there at the top.
Beautiful.
Listen,
And just, I think
I
that
love it.
inspired the love of math.
Yeah, we do away with competition too readily nowadays. A little healthy competition is good for us, right?
Absolutely.
Goes a long way.
Goes a long way.
So now, 4 years of high school, and it comes
Yes.
time to apply to school.
Mhm.
What schools are you looking at? How does that look? Tell us that story.
So now my SATs again are horrendous
Okay. Okay.
because it takes time, right, for you to truly
That's
master
right.
a second language.
Okay.
And it's the
And
test
when you,
taking as well, not just the material, but how to take that test, right?
exactly. And then keep in mind, the bias that are embedded in all of these. So my SAT scores were horrible.
Okay.
I started applying to local universities. And luckily, UConn had a program in the summer
Okay.
where they would consider other things outside of your SATs. So I managed to be accepted to UConn up at Stores.
Oh yeah.
So I went into the summer program to get ready for the fall.
Okay. All right. Love it. And that really
Yes.
that prepared you, correct? That summer term.
Yes, that really got me accessing the rigor that I needed, that I didn't get to access in high school.
Okay.
That summer became key.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some people back in our day who did
Yes,
that
that
same
did
program.
those summer programs,
Yeah.
those bridge programs that
Yes.
really get you
Yes.
familiar with
Yes.
the culture. And again, like you said, the rigor, because it's not high school.
Mm-hmm.
I tell kids all
Right.
the time, it's it's a different world.
It's a different world.
Yes.
All right. So you did that for
So
about.
here
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was doing that in the summer. In
Okay.
the same time, my parents, are scrambling to borrow money so they can pay for the tuition.
Correct. Yeah.
So all of that is happening at the same time. But yes, I managed and I started UConn up in Stores.
Okay.
Did freshman and sophomore year.
Okay. What was your major?
That was 90, 91, and 91, 92.
Yeah, you were up
Okay.
with us. What was your major? What was your major?
So I start with aiming to go into, I wanted to become an attorney.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So I start taking political science. I said political science would be my major.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I go in, I start getting lost in those humongous classes of 300, 150, just completely lost. And at the same time, I having really difficult, hard times continuing to pay tuition every semester.
And there's a stress attached to that. It's not just the money,
Yes.
but the emotional and mental stress, right?
And I decide that I'm not going to be able to keep up. So I transfer over to Central at the end of my second year.
Okay. All right. Central.
Uh-huh.
It's a good school. Good
Central
school.
Connecticut State.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Good school. Good school.
absolutely.
Smaller.
Absolutely.
Good school. Good school.
More more attention, right,
Mm-hmm,
from
mm-hmm.
teachers, professors. So in that process, I end up losing some of the, you know how I guess you transfer, you lose some
Right. You
credits.
lose some
Correct.
credits.
Correct.
So it took me then, I did not finish in 94, I finished in 95
Mm-hmm,
at
mm-hmm.
Central.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that is where I earned my bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
All right.
By that time, I had decided, being very smart, counting how many years it was going to take me to go to law school. That is when I decided I'm not going to go to law school. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
change my major. And in the process, I become like very upset about the fact that all the access that I didn't have.
Right, right.
Okay.
And I'm like, what am I going to do with my life?
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is when this passion for education surfaced.
Nice.
Even though in high school, I did have a teacher who said, you would become a great teacher. I'm like, are you kidding? I'm not going to be a teacher.
So I'm not going to
I'm
go to
going to be
college to
abusive.
do to
You
come back
get
and do
abusive
this.
again.
Right, right.
But that is where I found my passion,
Yeah.
because it was this whole thing like, darn it, why should anybody have to go through this struggle?
Mm-hmm.
I should
Mm-hmm.
have had the access that I needed back then.
Right,
And
right.
that is where my passion for education surfaced.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
you
I majored in education.
major in
Nice.
education
Beautiful.
and you graduate from Central Connecticut State University.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
And so you
yes.
go right into teaching, you get certified and go right into teaching?
And I get to become a teacher
Okay.
in the same middle school that I walked into
There's that
when I couldn't
connection.
speak a word of
Oh
English.
my goodness.
Wow.
That is a beautiful story. So you did elementary. You went and you did elementary education and went in and taught yeah,
I did secondary, so I
secondary.
was able to do middle school.
Okay, nice. What
Wow.
So
grade were you teaching?
I was teaching 6 through 8 in a
Wow.
bilingual education program.
Okay.
Look at
So I
that.
could
Being a
give back
resource
to kids like
immediately,
me.
hit the ground
Wow.
running.
Yes,
Wow. Look
Yes.
at that story. That's an
I
amazing story.
love that.
So she did 7 years of schooling and then she went on and did 4 or 5 years of college and came right back and went right into the middle school.
Right back to pour
That's just
into the
a
same community. The
wow.
resources
yes,
that you should have had when you came. Yes.
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Wow.
So you stayed there for some time and you enjoyed yourself just being a
Yes.
teacher in
At
middle
the same
school.
time, went back to school to get my master's.
Okay.
By
Central?
then, I was able to access a grant, so I had it fully paid for. I didn't have to pay a
Oh.
cent.
Was that Central?
I went back to UConn to do
Okay.
my
There
master's.
you go.
You said, here, I'm back.
I love it. I
Here I
love it.
am.
I love
Now I got some money. I'm
That's
back.
right.
I'm sorry to keep asking because I'm always into details because I want people to know the
Yes.
details. So I love that. So Central to UConn, you get your master's. Are you still at the middle school? What do you go to after you
So
get
I'm
your?
now at the middle school. I'm now starting to uh, also look at administration as part of that master's.
Okay, all right.
Nice.
And in the process, I was about to get married. My husband grew up in
All
Bridgeport.
right.
I was living in Willimantic. So we decided that I needed to get a job a little closer so we could settle somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
And I did a very brief, I call it like a drive-through through New Britain Public
Oh,
Schools.
New Britain. Okay. All right.
Only 6 months in New Britain,
Okay. Okay.
doing some work for the migratory program, teaching kids literacy skills and ESL.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And then I get my dream job. I wanted to be a high school teacher.
Now we're
And I get to go to New Haven.
Elm City,
That's
the Elm
right.
City.
That's right.
So
Love
that
it.
was my first interaction with New Haven.
All right.
So you
I,
taught high school in
yes,
New Haven. Where did you teach?
I became a Spanish teacher at Hill Regional Career High School.
Oh,
Oh, look
career.
at that.
Wow. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Wow.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Loved it. Fell in love with New Haven.
Absolutely. Wow. Now, how many years did you teach there at career?
So a career, I think I spent 3.5 years
Okay. Okay.
because by then I had my certificate to become an administrator. So I was applying to become an assistant principal.
Wow.
And I get lucky enough that I get to go back
Yes.
Now, when you were at, let me
I
just,
think,
I'm sorry, when you were at Career, was the principal Charles Williams?
yes, oh my
Ah,
God,
give
I
it
love
up,
Charles
G.
Right.
Williams.
So he was one of the administrators while we were together at high
Oh,
school. Charles, I used
big
to
shout
call him
out. Big shout out.
Chucky Bear. That was Chucky
Ah,
Bear.
Love Charles Williams. Oh my God, he
big
helped
shout
me
out.
so much.
Oh,
He was
So much.
that's
amazing.
our guy,
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Williams from
Mr.
Wilbur Cross,
Williams.
Charles
That's
Williams.
right.
Ah,
Great
great,
Yes.
guy.
great guy. Can't say
Great
enough great
man.
things about him. His
Great
daughter
soul.
actually went to school with us and
Yes,
graduated with
graduated
us.
with us as well.
She's
That's
now a
right.
successful author, Chrissy Williams. So, oh wow. So yeah, he's a great. So you studied under Charles Williams, which is
That's
great.
right.
Yes. Yes,
Absolutely,
learned a lot from that man.
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, so you did a few years there, and you sat
There.
there for a while, and did you transition somewhere else after that?
And then I applied to become an assistant principal.
Oh, okay.
And I become a finalist at my former Wyndham High School.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right.
Wow.
They decide to go with another white male,
Okay.
because he had many years of experience
Okay.
and I was only a rookie.
Okay.
And but that was good, because then 2 weeks later I applied for Wyndham Middle School
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I got the job
And
at
you
Wyndham.
got the
Wonderful.
job.
One door
Wow.
closes, another opens. Look at
Absolutely.
that's beautiful.
Absolutely.
I love this story of being able to be in the place where you were so neglected. I mean, in many ways, you really did not get what you should have gotten. To go back in there and pour resources in and be yourself the resource, I think is just so inspiring. I love that.
Wow. Now, you're at the middle school as a principal, which has become your baby. This is your baby. This is your school.
Yes. So
How
I'm an
many years? How
assistant
many years?
principal.
I'm sorry.
I was an assistant principal for, I think it was 4.5 years.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Or yeah, about
Mm-hmm.
4.5 years. And then the principal retires
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, Madeline, you need to apply for this job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna apply. Let's be real. Let's be real. That's not
Why?
gonna happen.
What was it that you felt
Because
disqualified you?
the realities of being a person of color
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in the environment, I'm like, they're not gonna be ready to give this
Role.
school
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to this Latina for the first time.
Yeah.
And he's like, you need to apply. You got this. You need to apply. And I'm glad that I listened to that man. I applied. I was successful.
Absolutely.
And I was the principal of that building for another 4 years. So I spent a lot of years
That was your baby.
Yeah.
That was
in
your
that
baby
building.
school.
What were your biggest challenges being a school principal, particularly in high school? What are the obstacles that you face in your leadership?
So I think that my first principalship being at the middle school, it was a school of 1,000 students back then,
Mm-hmm.
5 through 8th graders, so all middle schoolers. So just imagine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the struggles was, I think, one, getting the community to kind of rally
Mm-hmm.
towards one plan. This was the one place where everybody came together for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine having, like the tiny city of Willimantic and having the Wyndhams come in.
Oh, mm-hmm,
You're
mm-hmm.
considered a little
So
more
you're merging
affluent back
two
then,
communities,
Yes.
bringing two communities
and bringing
together.
people
Mhm.
together.
Yeah,
So that was kind of tough.
that is a challenge.
And then the challenges at the time, that Wyndham was probably one of the most poorest of districts as it pertained to funding that they were getting from the state. So it was really hard
Oh, okay.
to build things without financial resources.
Right, right. Yeah, that's a challenge.
But it was one of the best experiences. I had an amazing staff,
Mm-hmm.
because again, it all started by saying, you can't neglect kids, because I was the kid in the back of the room.
That's right.
And that's going to be your
I
story
love
coming
that.
to New Haven.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to transition. I'm ready for this
Yes.
part. So you stay there, and the phone call comes, or you see something online, and it says, Superintendent, New Haven Public Schools. How does that look? What does that look like?
So years later, leaving that middle school, I returned to New Haven to become the principal of Career,
Oh, okay, right.
because I was also
Oh,
principal
Right,
of
right.
Career.
Oh, okay, okay. We talk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead. I'm
for
sorry.
4 years.
Wow.
Amazing time there.
Okay.
And then I went over to Hartford to become a chief of academics. Later on, a deputy superintendent in Hartford. And then I learned that Dr. Tracy was going to retire.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So you've got the chops. I mean, you've really
Absolutely.
done the work. You've built up to the superintendent role. This was not handed to her, people.
Absolutely. That's what I want to
No.
get to. That's what I want to get to. We got okay. So I'm sorry. So our producer is telling us we have 5 minutes.
Okay. So let me give you
Give us the goods, sis.
I see the posting
Mhm.
and I'm like, oh my God, that is it. That is the perfect match. That is the job that I've been preparing myself for with all the roles that I've done.
Absolutely.
I've been in that community. I believe in that community. I've seen excellence in that community. I saw it as a teacher. I saw it as a school principal. I saw it as a central office administrator in New Haven. And I saw it as a parent because my kid graduated from Cross.
Yes.
So I'm like, that's the job that I want. I applied. It was quite the process,
I'm sure.
going through that process, but I gave it my all. I prepared, gave it my all, shared all the experiences that I've done in the last 28 years. And now I've been in the job for a little bit over a month. And on Monday, I start, welcoming all the administrators. And I can't wait. I just cannot wait.
And we're truly excited for you.
Very excited.
We want to welcome you to the city.
Yes.
When this
welcome you back to the city.
Back to the city, right? When this interview drops, it will possibly be your second week into the school
That's
year.
right. That's
so whoever's watching this video, what we're asking you is to go up to the superintendent and say, I saw your podcast interview. It was great.
Yeah, we are wishing you all the best for a tremendous school year, and that this would be the beginning of a very successful path for you in this role and for the city of New Haven.
Absolutely.
So very excited for the outcomes.
Thank you so much. I know that with everyone's support, that is why I am calling it Together, driving towards the next chapter of excellence.
That's right.
I know we're going to be able to give every child in the New Haven Public Schools the access, the equitable access that they need so that they can realize their hopes and dreams. I know we're going to do that.
You have an amazing story. On behalf of Jazzy Conversations, I'm Teef.
And I'm Gigi.
Dr. Negron, have a great night. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Great to see you.
Great interview. Great story.
Thank you.
Oh, gee.
Okay.
This is why we do it.
Okay.
I mean, because we didn't know anything.
No, to have her come on and hear that story. And I'll tell you, that's very similar. You know, my parents are immigrants.
Yes, absolutely.
It's very similar that you come in and people think because English is not your first language, that you're a dummy and that you're not worth the investment. So I that resonated with me, that story.
Yeah.
I did.
Absolutely. I did too. I really
I'm hoping the best for her.
Oh, me
It's
too.
a tough role. It's a big job.
Her personality seems to come across the screen.
Yeah,
so I'm cheering her on.
That's
and
great.
wishing her the best. I mean, I think
Gotta hope for the best.
Oh, absolutely. And if you look at her her resume,
That's
I
right.
mean,
she's done the work.
She's put the work in.
And if she does a good job, that means our kids, all of our kids in New Haven are getting the best. So we got to be cheering her on.
Absolutely.
That's right.
We have another great guest coming on next week. On behalf of Jazzy Conversations, I'm Teef.
And I'm Gigi.
Have a great night, guys. Take care.